Live? I think I'm live. Okay. Great. Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of JoCoStuStu, or John Code Stupid Stuff. Today, I am going to be starting work on a clone of Among Us called Amongst Ourselves. Let me just get something set up. I'm setting up the stream. I'm going to post that I'm doing it. Right. You can't see any of this, so that's great content. I'm definitely talking to myself right now because I'm guessing nobody's on the stream right now. All right. Oh, one person's on the stream. I am wrong. Where's my chat? Oh, here's the chat. Okay. So say hello if you're here. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, so I've got VS Code open, and I've got this browser open. I'm just going to make a quick HTML file. And this is where we're going to store all of our work. And I want to open it in the browser. There we go. All right. I think that works. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. We're off to a start already. Cool. Get rid of that. We are going to set up a page real quick and give it a title. And just to go over the goal of the project a little bit while I'm getting some boilerplate set up. It's basically, you know, I want to be able to play Among Us with my kids, and they are young. I don't super like the stabby and the death part of Among Us, but the game is kind of fun, so I wanted to make something a little like it that they could play with me. And we're going to put a canvas. We're going to be doing this in HTML5 Canvas, and we'll give it a width of 800, height. Great. Okay. Refresh there. Nothing, because there's nothing on the screen. You can put something. So there we go. All right. So let's see. Among Us. Goals of the project. Clone of Among Us with no violence. Great. Okay. I think we're ready to get started. Just for simplicity's sake, let's break this out into some files. So we're going to call the first one game.js, and I'm using JavaScript. I could use TypeScript, but I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to. And we're going to add this to our code. Source equals /, game.js. We'll go over here. And this is where we're going to load everything, basically. So the first thing we're going to do is get our canvas. And we'll do document.get element. ID. We're going to give it index, we're going to change the canvas to have an id equal to game. Save this, and we do a little bit of context equals canvas. On the other screen, I'm going to look it up. And just so you know, this is my second time attempting at HTML5 Canvas. So I would not at all call myself an expert, but I can get by. So anyway, all right, so found the code. So it is get context 2D. So we're going to be working in a 2D space, not 3D. Right. So where does that get us? Not very far. So we want to do, what do we want to do? I guess first we need to lay out some things. So let's go over to the readme for a second. This isn't going to stay on the readme, but we're just going to lay out some stuff. Things we need to make this work. We need players. Players need a color. One of them needs to be let's say a green fairy. Because we're not going to have violence, we're going to have people get put to sleep. Players need to be able to sleep, need to have some tasks, need to be able to call conference, need to be able to be what are we going to say happens to the dream fairy? Nobody's in the chat right now to talk to me. Let's say they need to be able to be woken up. All right. Great. We also need a map. Map needs to have walls, or maybe map needs to have rooms, and a map needs to have dream passages. And so then we can have a different thing called a room. A room needs to have walls and activities. Okay. I think this is going to be a lot to bite off tonight. So let's see how far we can get with this. So the first thing we're going to do is make a new file called player.js, and we're going to go to our index, and we're going to add that in. And we're going to make another one called the map.js, and we're going to add that one as well. I think we're going to say map. All right. So let's get started on the map, because I feel like starting there first. Oh, and we need a room. Room.js. And we'll just go add that. And say that game probably needs to be loaded last, actually. And the player needs to get loaded first. The map needs to be loaded after a room, because a room is going to get injected into a map. Okay. Great. So let's go to game. We're going to say class game. We're going to create a game, and this is it. And the context and the canvas are going to be global vars. They're going to get initialized in here, and we will say down at the bottom here, say game equals new game. That's it. Great. Okay. So, whoops. We're going to create a constructor for our game. And for now, we're just going to add one player. We're going to make that an array so that later we can add more. How do we do this? So players equals new player. Nope, not this players. And of course, it's going to be mad at me because player does not exist yet. So we're going to save that. We're going to come here real quick. Class player. Oh, there we go. And we're going to say the same thing for room. Well, and then we're going to do the same thing for the map. If I can get back to that file. Okay. Oops. Alright, so now we have all our classes set up, and we are on our way. Go back to the game. Alright, so we have that, and now we need a map. This dot map equals new map, and we probably want this dot. No, we don't want this dot. We want a new array of rows, which we don't really want to live on the game. We want it to live on the map. So do we make it outside the map, or do we make it inside the map? I think we should make it inside the map. And that way we can always make map have different rows. We can create a new map if we want to. All right, so we do constructor. And brackets, and we say this dot rooms equals array, and inside this rooms array, we're going to make a new room. Now we don't have any params for that yet, but we probably will soon. Oops, don't want a semicolon inside my array. All right, so now we're in the room. And let's see, make a constructor. With some brackets. What does a room have? Let's look back at our README. A room has walls and activities. And I would also say that a room has players occupying it. Or does a player have a room? In that position. Could be a room. I think it needs to be a map position, actually. Map has an X dimension, and a Y dimension, and room will end up having a X dimension, with height. And actually, I'm going to change that map to width and height too, because I don't think dimension makes any sense. All right. So let's go to the map. We'll say new room, and we're going to say this dot width equals. Well, what do we say that the map was? It'd be real nice if we just made it the same as the canvas. You know what we could do? We could do this. Width, canvas dot width. We could say this dot height equals canvas dot height. Okay. And so we're going to go make the room, and then say this dot xdim equals 0 for now. This dot ydim equals 0 for now. So this will put it at the top left corner. And we'll say this dot width equals 300. This dot height equals 300. This dot. Did we say that was an occupant? Or did we say that that was a person, not a? That was yeah. That's map position is a player thing. So we have. Oh, but we have players occupying. I guess we could do that. Yeah. All right. Nothing for now, but we'll update that in a minute. All right. So let's put a show method in this in the room. I'm just googling how to draw a square. HTML5 rectangle, draw a canvas. Okay, super easy. We're just going to say context dot begin path. Nope, not audio context. Context. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. Hold on. Nope. Go back to our game. We need to do this. Const. There we go. All right. Back to run. Context dot begin path. Context dot left. This dot xdim. This dot ydim. This dot width. This dot height. Great. Context stroke. We might fill that in later. We might do some cool stuff with walls and such. All right, so that's our room. Basically done. We're going to come back to the map for a second. We're going to make a show method here. And we're going to say for room in friends. This dot rooms. Put room in this dot rooms. We're going to say room dot show. Great. So now we will display all of the rooms when we call map.show, which we're going to do from game.js. And we're going to make a show method on game. And we're going to say this.map.show. And I'm going to leave it like that for the moment, but we're going to have to edit it pretty soon because it's going to start drawing the screen all over the place, and we'll have to clear the screen. So we'll get to that in a second. But for right now, let's see our room. Okay, nothing happened. Let's find out. Inspect. Could not read properties of null, reading get context. What? Document.get element by ID game. We go here, ID game. These have to be down below the head. Let's try that. And, aha! Wait, what's this? One issue. All right, I'm not going to worry about that. What I would like to do is move this to down there so that we can see. All right, so we have our console, have that going there. Why didn't it show? Let's find out. Okay, so game. Oh, did I not? I didn't call it. Game.show. Okay. Try again. Room is not defined. Why not? So let's go to map.show. Whoops. Map.show for room in this dot rooms. Did I do that wrong? No, let's just do it differently. Whoops. We'll just make it into an arrow function, and then everyone will be happy. And no one needs to be complaining that something is not defined. What did I screw up now? Map.js at 14. What did I do? Oh, haha. They like it when you finish your statements. Okay. This.map.show. Okay, that should be fixed by this. And let's go ahead. And yay, there's my room. You can see a box. Great. Okay. Can we make 2 boxes? Let's try that. Room. And so now what we need is to pass these in as constructor variables. Ydem with, right. I'm going to leave some other things too, but we will worry about that later. Right. Great. Okay, so let's go back to the map. Now we're going to make 2 rooms, 0, 0, 100, 100, and we'll make 100, 0, 100. Let's do a smaller room, 50, 50. Great. Okay, so now let's hit refresh on here, and we should see 2 rooms right next to each other. And we do. Yay. Room 1, room 2. Great. One thing I realized we need, every room needs at least 1 door. Otherwise, we have no way to get in or out of the rooms. So let's add that. Why not? I'm gonna, let's see, how am I gonna do that? Let's forget about that for now. We're gonna go back to the player, and we're gonna create the constructor. And I want to see. Let's see. How do I want to tell the player where it is? Well, you know what? For now, I'm going to forget that part, and we're just going to do color. We're going to do color. What else do we say player has? And let's just say whether or not they're the dream fairy. Is fairy. Okay. So we'll say this dot color is color. This dot is fairy equals is fairy. Great. That's going to give it some superpowers later, but we don't need to worry about that right now. For now, let's just do a show method. And we'll say one second. Let me get the, I don't remember how to do this, so we're going to look up how to do HTML5 Canvas circles, because I'm just going to have it be a circle. Okay, so the way you do it is with an arc. And I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to say here, copy that in. So it's the same thing as before with the rectangle, except it's context, it's context, and it's context. And now 100 is going to be way too big. Let's do 10. Let me look up what the parameters of this arc thing actually are. Okay, so it's X chord, Y chord, radius, S angle, E angle. Wow, I can spell. And then counterclockwise. It's optional. Okay, so what this is telling us then, shrink this a little bit. So 10 is our x coordinate, 75 is our y coordinate, so that should put us in this realm. Or did we, wait, hold on, did we make that a 50? No, 100, 100. Okay. So that's going to put us in this realm with a radius of 50. That's not what we want. That's going to be huge. We want that to be a radius of 10. And it's going to start with the 0 angle and go to 2 times pi, so it will be 100%. And one thing we want to do, context dot, what is it? Stroke color? No. Shoot. Hold on 1 second. Aha, the fill method. Exactly what I thought it was. Okay, so let's see. We want to do that. We will do context dot fill style equals color. This dot color, and we'll do context dot not stroke but fill. And we'll get rid of this. And so now we have a circle that has a color. And let us go define that character. So we will go back to our, not index, we will go back to our game. And our game is going to have a player, which it already has. And this player needs its constructor parameters. So we're going to give it a blue. And we're going to say it is not a fairy. going to say false. I know we haven't done anything with that yet, but we will in the future. And so now along with our this.map.show, we want this dot layer dot for each. And we will make an arrow function, player, boop, and we will finish that out. And we'll do layer.show. Great. Okay, now let's hit refresh. And we have an arrow. What do we see here? The properties, cannot read the properties undefined, reading arc, player. Let's go back to our player. Oh no, what do? Context.arc. Oh, haha. We got this little hanging thing there. We don't want that. Try again. Hey, our player is now in the room and he's blue. Can we make another player? We can, but he's going to be in the same spot. So we need a way to update the players. So let's just, for now, we're going to add 2 players to the map. We're going to make this one red. And for now, we will make them the fairy. Great. Okay. And now we need a way to make it so that their coordinates are in different spots. So we're going to say this dot x equals map dot random, and we want what do you do? Hold on a second. Just trying to get range. I always forget how to do range. Okay. So it is math.floor, math.random times canvas.width. For now, we're going to just do that. This.y equals the same, but height. Okay. So now we're going to take these here, and we're going to do this.x, this.y. Great. And we're going to also, no, we're not going to do that right now. All right, let's try that. Oh no, where'd he go? I don't know where anyone went. Whoopsies. All right, so let's try this then. Console.log this.x, this.y. Great, that will tell us where our players are. Go again. Ah, okay, they must have somehow flew off the map, but now they're there. Got blue way off in space, and red is down here, and we see that one of them is at 443.83. That's got to be this guy, because he's not as far down. He's way over there, and 209.169 for the red guy. Okay, great. Okay, so let's go back to the README file real quick and see what we've got. So players can have a color. We've done that one already. Maybe I'll do this, X. One of them needs to be the Dream Fairy. We've done that already. Needs to be able to sleep. Don't have that yet. Needs to have some tasks. Don't have that yet. Needs to be able to call a conference. Don't have that. Needs to be able to be woken up. Don't have that. Map position. Have that. Maps, rooms exist, and dream passages do not exist. Rooms have width, rooms have height. Rooms do not have walls right now. They've done activities. Players, did we define that? We did, but we have no way to add it, so I'm not going to check that off yet. At least one door, they don't have that yet. X dimension, they've got that. Y dimension, they have that. Width and height. So we have a lot of the basis of our game. One thing we need to add to players needs to be able to move around the map. And then rums, we say, for walls, players cannot see through walls. That's going to be important later when we have players running around rums, and we're going to see that they're not going to be able to see between rums. You shouldn't be able to see between rums, just like you can't in real life. All right. So what are we doing for time? We're at about 36 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go about 10 more minutes, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Maybe we'll do some more later. All right, let's see. What can we finish up in 10 minutes? Let's put players in a room. I think that's a good place for us to get to. So, room needs to have players. Let's say, make a new method called add player to, no wait, that's not what we want. That's what we want. We want the player to have this. Yeah. We want it to be passed in. This dot room equals room. And we want to say update room. This dot room equals room. And with x and y, what we really need now is not a random place in Canvas, but it's got to be, let's see, this dot x plus math dot random. I'm going to collapse this for now so you can see it. I can see this dot x plus math dot random dot floor, and then not canvas dot width, but this dot room dot width. And actually, I screwed up. Nope. Room dot x. And so we have this dot room dot y plus canvas anymore, but this dot room dot height. Great. Okay. So now we go back to the game. And we say that we need the rooms to set up the players, which means the rooms now need to get set up before the players, which means we need the map set up first. And we can say, we're going to go map, and we're going to make a new method called get spawn room. And we're going to say room ID, let room ID equal, yeah, that's fine. That's a const. Const room ID equals math.floor, math.random, lowercase random, times this dot rooms dot length. And then return. Oh. Haha, we don't need a variable. All right, we're just going to do this. Return this dot rooms at that. And that will get us one of the rooms at random. Okay, so now we go back to our game. We have our map. We could say room players, we make a new player. This dot map dot get spawn room. That's what I called it, right? Yeah. And then in the next one, we do this dot map dot get spawn room. Oops. Nope, no semicolon in the middle of an array. All right, so now let's check this, but it should spawn the characters randomly in one of the rooms instead of out in space. Ah, what did I screw up? Cannot read properties of undefined reading length. Okay, let's get back to map. What did I mess up? This dot rooms. This dot, haha, rooms, not room. And now, not a number. What happens? Let's go back to player. So we're passing in a room. Room should have an X and a Y and a width and a height. Let's check that out. Oh, I called it X dimension. Shoot. And we'll do Y dimension. And now, aha! Oh, whoops. Well, they both spawned in a room, but Bluey is kind of wall hacked into the wall. All right, so it's not that it's this dot room dot x dimension plus, and we're gonna just for our own sake, we're gonna say this dot size equals 20. And we're going to change this 10 down here to this dot size over 2 to get the radius. And in here, we're going to say plus this dot size. And here, we're going to do another this dot size to make it so that they can't wall hack. And so now let's hit refresh. Uh-oh, what happened? We are outside of the rooms. Oh, now we're in the rooms. Why do we keep getting out of the rooms? What did I do? So the x dimension plus the size plus the room width minus this dot size. So we don't want to go outside of the other side of the room. The greatest distance we can go is the width minus the size. All right, let's try again. We're in the rooms. We're in the rooms. Uh-oh, Bluey's out of the room. Let's figure out why that happened. Yeah, I got something wrong because we're still out of the rooms sometimes. Ah! Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want it here. I wanted it, yeah, okay. I don't need it here. I needed it to be subtracted from the maximum, not smushed over from the minimum. So the minimum is going to be the x dimension and the y dimension because that is the top corner of the room, but we don't want them going any further than their body minus the width of the room. So, yeah. Okay, this is it. Let's go. No, why are you outside of the wall? Maybe we needed it. This dot size of a 2. Ceiling of that. Math dot ceiling. Because we don't want half of you to fall off the wall, but we also don't want it to go further than that. All right, let's give that a shot. See where that gets us. Oh, I have a problem. Is it not called ceiling? Is it called seal? Yay for inconsistencies. Let's see if that worked. That worked. Okay, they are in the room. Can we make them go out of the room? Everyone's in, everyone's in, everyone's in, everyone's in. Yay! That's it. Uh-oh. I don't have a room. What happened? We forgot to draw it that time. All right, here we go. Great. So, pardon me. All right, we are past where I wanted to stop, so let's call it for now. Let's see where we got. So what we did was we moved players occupying. We took that out of room and we moved it into players kind of, and players now occupying room. And great, okay, so we made it pretty far. We've got a lot of this stuff set up. We have the ability to add players. We have the ability to make a map. We have the ability to add a room. You can't currently move. You can't move out of those rooms. We don't have any activities. But we're getting there. All right. I'm going to call it for the night. Thanks for joining me on the first episode of JoCoStuStu, and I hope you join me again next time. See you later.